Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So every now and then in a workout, or maybe you're just at home and don't have access to a squat rack, but every now and then your workout calls for something that comes out of the back rack. Back squats, back rack lunges, things like that. And we need a strategy for getting that bar safely from the ground to the back each time. So something that happens is, and you, especially if you're in classes and you're kind of wondering why, if we've got racks, why don't we just take it out of the rack? As coaches and as programmers, sometimes we like to add to the motivation for you to do bigger sets. And if we allow you to take it out of the rack and do your set of whatever you're doing, and then put it back in the rack, you can just take it out, put it out, take it out over and over and over again. And you lose motivation to do these bigger sets. So as a coach and a programmer, if I'm trying to get my athletes to do bigger sets, I'll make them take it from the ground. The other reality that happens in a lot of gyms is they just don't have a rack for every single person in the class. And for that reason, you don't want some people doing a different workout, taking it from the rack or taking it from the ground. So in general, if there's something going from the back rack, you got to figure out how to get the bar from the ground to the back rack. It's really very simple, but it involves a lot of techniques that we use in other movements and kind of piecing it together. And if you've never taken the time to kind of just think about it, then you're probably using a lot more effort than you need to use to get that bar into the back rack. So the main thing we're going to do here is we're basically going to use our clean and jerk technique, but instead of jerking and pressing it all the way out, we're going to kind of do like a little push press and then catch it on our back instead of catching it up overhead. So I'll show you what one looks like and then we'll break it down here. But it's just going to be doing a clean jerk and catching it on our back, and then now I'm ready for lunges, back squats, whatever. If I'm coming back forward, I can either just drop it off my back, or I can do the same thing, kind of do like this weird little jerk over to the front and then come back down to the front side. So there's some kind of complexes with a barbell that make you go from the front doing cleans and thrusters and things and to the back. So this is good to know for that, but mainly just for if you got a bar on the ground and you want to do back squats or back rack lunges, those are usually the main things that we're going to do from back there. So all this looks like is I'm going to drive the bar up and I'm going to do a clean, a power clean. I'm going to link that straight into how we would link a clean and jerk together. So we've got videos on that if you want to check those out. But from that position here, I'm going to drive the bar up and then I'm going to kind of push on it and move it over, and then instead of rebending to catch it overhead in the jerk, I'm just going to, as it comes down, I'm going to catch it with my legs. So a lot of these things are so similar to clean and jerk techniques, so just watch those videos. We have another video on how to get the bar from overhead down back into that front rack, and it really just involves going straight to it and catching the bar with your legs, and we're going to do the exact same thing into the back rack. So breaking it down here, doing the clean, and I'm pausing. Pinkies can come off or not, but we're gonna need to get those back on. So actually I would keep the pinkies on. That was just a mistake here. Then I'm gonna drive it up and over and catch it again here. So one more time, kind of full speed. We're coming up, clean, kind of jerk, catch it in the back rack. So some other kind of tips, more advanced and experienced tips is whenever we're doing stuff, especially coming down to the back rack, if you're all sweaty and stuff, it's really hard to find that spot because it's a little unnerving. You don't want to go too high. You don't want to hit your neck bones there, your neck vertebrae. You get bruised up and you just don't want heavy weight smacking vertebrae. That's real bad news. So a lot of people err on the side of going too far back, which you should, but if you're all slick and slippery, you can just slide right off your back and then, you've done all this work for nothing. So on days where you're using that back rack, especially getting the bar from around, leave that shirt on, and that collar can really help catch and hold that bar in place. It gives you a lot of good friction back there. So just some kind of gym tips there. So it's just a clean half jerk, catch it with your legs on that back rack position, and you're ready to go. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.